Warning: it is important that prior to performing this or any other safety or service procedure on any Heil product, that the person performing the work has both read and firmly understands the parts and service manual, as well as the product operator's manual, including the detailed safety instructions that accompany this vehicle. If there is anything that is unclear or that you don't understand, do not attempt to operate the vehicle or perform any of the service or maintenance tasks called out in this video. Quarantine the area, walk away from the vehicle, and contact your supervisor immediately for clarification. It is also important to ensure you are wearing the appropriate personal protective equipment, hereafter referred to as PPE, prior to beginning this or any other service or maintenance procedures. Hey, I'm Travis Wallen, the service guru here at Heil Environmental in beautiful Fort Payne, Alabama. Thanks for joining me at the Service Shack. Today we're going to talk about how to properly operate your Heil Half-Pack commercial front loader featuring Odyssey Controls. Our Heil Half-Pack commercial front-load garbage trucks have the functionality and reliability to make any waste hauler's routes easier and more profitable. To find out more about our half-pack front-loader trucks, head over to Heil's website. Before we start, let's talk about your daily pre-trip inspection. Prior to going on route with any refuse vehicle, a good pre-trip inspection of the body and chassis is required to ensure a safe, trouble-free day. If you're not sure how to do a proper pre-trip inspection, there is a daily checklist included in the operations manual as well as the service manual that came with your unit from the factory. You can also go to the Heil website and view our Service Shack pre-trip inspection video. We recommend you do both. It is necessary to warm up the unit's hydraulic oil before you start your daily route operations or check the oil level. The hydraulic oil is sufficiently warmed when the temperature is between 120 degrees and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear all people from the area before you operate the unit. Then follow these steps to warm up the hydraulic oil. Start the vehicle and immediately apply the parking brake, ensuring it is functioning correctly. Engage the hydraulic pump for approximately 5 minutes. Check your mirrors and, if equipped, the camera monitor to ensure the area surrounding the vehicle is clear of all personnel. Operate the packer extend and packer retract functions through 10 cycles while the engine idles. To do this, simply press the green pack extend push button once and let the auto pack do its job. Make sure the oil temperature on the sight gauge is reading between 120 degrees and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. If not, go ahead and operate the packer extend and packer retract a few more times to raise the oil temperature. Before we go out on route, let's go over the key features of your Heil Half-Pack commercial front loaders. Warning: be sure the area around the container is clear before operating the forks or arms. Make sure there is adequate overhead clearance before you raise the container. Contact of the unit with overhead electrical lines is dangerous. Serious injury or death may occur. Remember to observe all danger and warning hazard alerts. Use the following switches described to operate the unit's hydraulic functions. The system power on and off stop switch, the red mushroom style button, must be in the on position for any function of the pack mechanism to operate. The side door must also be closed for operations. Warning: after the system power switch is pressed and all motion of components have appeared to stop, additional movement can still occur. Notice, the packer panel can be stopped at any position by pushing the system power switch to the off position. Pump switch. Push to turn hydraulic pump on. The switch light will come on. Push again to turn the hydraulic pump off. The switch light will turn off. Overheight override switch. Use this rocker switch to allow the operator to do the following. Manually operate the packer with the arms raised. Extend the packer and clean behind it, or to clear the hopper after an overfilled container has prematurely emptied into it. By partially emptying a container and then bringing it out of the hopper, you can hold the overheight override switch and manually operate the packer to clear it. Then, when retracted completely, finish dumping the container. The key is to make sure that the container is out of the hopper when using the overheight override switch. Whether you're driving your Heil Half pack on route, along the route, or to the disposal site, make sure your unit is set up as follows. The body is fully lowered, the tailgate is down and locked. Put the arms and forks in the transit position. This is the safest position for traveling. The top door, or hopper cover, should be closed while in transit. Just remember to open the hopper cover when you're en route. The truck's arms will interlock if the hopper cover is not fully open. If your unit's body is empty, the packer panel should be in the fully retracted position. If your unit's body has reached its full capacity, the packer panel should be up tight against the refuse. The pump switch is off. The mirrors are properly adjusted and clean. The side access door, and if equipped, sump doors are closed and latched. All outside lights are operating properly. Your commercial half pack with Odyssey Controls have the option of one multifunction joystick, one in-cab single joystick, or 2 lever controls to operate the arms and forks functions. The joystick control or 2 lever control can be found comfortably within the operator's reach. The joystick controls the operations of 2 components, the lift arms and the forks, in 2 directions: up, the raise position, or down, the lower position. The joystick has decals that show you where to push and pull or move the joystick for each function and direction. The operation continues until you move the joystick back to the center or the neutral position, or just let go of the controls as it is self-centering. For example, if you want to raise the lift arms, you move the joystick to the arms raise position and hold it there until the lift arms are at the height you need. Then release the lever. The joystick can control both the arms and forks by moving the joystick halfway between functions. This action reduces the speed of operations as the hydraulic flow is divided between both functions. Warning: moving equipment can be dangerous to bystanders. Serious injury or death can occur if a person is in the area of operation or is not attentive to the operations. Clear the area of all unnecessary people before you operate the controls. Move the joystick towards the arms raise position to raise the lift arms. Move the joystick towards the arms lower position to lower the lift arms. Move the joystick towards the forks raise position to raise the forks. Move the joystick towards the forks lower position to lower the forks. On 2 lever controls, each lever controls the operation of one component, the lift arms or the forks, in 2 directions: down, or the raise position, or up, the lower position. You must move the lever back to center, the neutral position, or let go of the lever before you can go in a different direction with the same function. As with the single joystick, you can operate both levers at the same time, operating both lift arms and the forks, but the speeds will be slightly slower. The lever closest to the driver controls the arms, and the other lever controls the forks. Make sure you are familiar with the functions of each lever in your unit. For example, move the lever towards the arms raise position to raise the lift arms. Move the lever towards the arms lower position to lower the lift arms. Move the lever towards the forks raise position to raise the forks. Move the lever towards the forks lower position to lower the forks. Your Heil Half Pack commercial front loader comes equipped with a 7-inch diagnostic display. The display shows operation warnings and explains why the system may prevent functions, so the operator can operate in a safe and productive manner. You can also check out our Service Shack video on the Heil Insight display and how to navigate through the display. Can shake is a feature on half-pack commercial units that allows the driver to bump the container with a slight slamming effect during the tuck function when the arms are fully raised. This feature can only be turned on while the lift arms are above the top of the truck and turns off automatically when the arms are cycled below the top of the truck. The can shake feature will need to be turned on manually each time the operator needs to use this feature. To turn on can shake, you may need to exit the camera monitor mode by pressing and holding the top right button on the display until the Heil control screen appears. Then press the service button once. On the left of the screen, you will see the can shake button. Press the can shake button once. This allows the forks to have no cushion and the container to slam slightly to help jar out that stubborn material. The can shake feature will automatically turn off when the arms are lowered to where the forks are below the windshield. When the Select-O-Pack switch is turned on, the Select-O-Pack feature will automatically initiate the packing process. Just raise the arms up, dump the container, and then lower the arms back down. The Select-O-Pack will start the pack cycle automatically. For units without a hopper cover, when the Packer Extend push button is pressed and you enable the travel position rocker switch, the Packer panel will extend to clear the hopper of refuse and also hold it into the body for vehicle travel. If the Packer turns off before getting to the travel position inside the body, the indicator will continue to flash until the Packer is retracted. Once the Packer gets to the travel position indicator will remain on and will only turn off when the travel position switch is turned off. The Packer will not retract until the travel position switch is turned off. Turning off the travel position switch and pressing Packer Retract will automatically bring the Packer back to the fully extended position only. To return to the front head, the operator has to continuously hold the Packer Retract button down. If your unit has the optional adjustable fork switch, the operator can use this switch to adjust the width of the forks. The switch controls the in and out movement of the forks for various size refuse containers. To move the forks outward, move the toggle switch to out. To move the forks inward, move the toggle switch to the in position. Use the following procedure at each stop along the route to load refuse into the unit. Approach the container squarely and stop a few feet from the container. If the hydraulic system is not activated, pull the system power switch up to the on position. Turn on the hydraulic pump. Make sure the hopper cover is open. Use the lift arm control and lower the arms to the same height as the pickup sleeves on the container. Use the fork control to rotate the forks to a horizontal position. Move the unit forward slowly until both forks are in the container pickup sleeves. After the forks are fully inserted, use the lift arm control and cradle the container on the forks and arms. Warning: be careful when raising overfilled containers or containers with refuse protruding from the top or side. This may cause refuse to fall while lifting or dumping the refuse. Falling refuse is dangerous and may cause injury or death to bystanders and damage the unit. Keep your hands and arms inside the cab and clear the area of all unnecessary people while you are raising the container. Notice, if the arms will not raise the container may exceed the lifting capacity of the unit. Contact your supervisor for instructions before you try to lift the container again. You can cause damage to the unit if you continue to try to lift containers that exceed lift capacity. Raise the container, alternating operation of the lift arm and fork controls to keep the container level to the ground while you raise the lift arms over the cab. When the lift arms make contact with the arm stops, use the fork control lever and rotate the container into its full dump position. Release the lever and allow all refuse to drop out of the container. When the container is empty, use the fork control lever and rotate the container to its full vertical position. Set the container gently on the ground with partial movements of the arm control lever. Follow these steps to auto-pack. The lift arms must be lowered or in the transit position. Press and release the extend button of the packing mechanism. The Packer panel will extend approximately 81 inches to move the refuse into the body. Clear the hopper and automatically return to the front of the hopper. When the auto cycle is complete, the Packer panel will be in the position for the next load. If you want to initiate another cycle, press and release the Pack Extend button again. Use the manual override when you need to pack your refuse when the arms are raised. To do this, make sure the refuse container is not in the hopper. Then hold the overheight override switch and manually operate the Packer to clear it. Cycle the Packer and make sure it's fully retracted. Release the manual override switch, then dump more refuse into the hopper. Warning: operation of the Packer while you dump refuse can cause damage to the unit. Do not use the Packer override switch for the manual Packer when you dump the refuse from the container into the hopper. Use the override switch only when the refuse container is not in the hopper. When there is an appropriate amount of refuse in the hopper, use the Packer panel to compact the load into the body of the unit. To learn more about how to properly pack the Heil Half Pack, reference our Service Shack video on how to pack to reach full capacity. At the end of the route or when your unit reaches capacity, prepare the unit to go to the disposal site. Here's what you'll need to do before leaving your route. Ensure that the body is fully lowered, the tailgate is down and locked. Put the arms and forks in the transit position. If equipped, make sure the hopper cover is closed. If your unit's body is empty, the packer panel should be in the fully retracted position. If your unit's body has reached full capacity, the packer panel should be up tight against the refuse. The pump switch is off, the PTO is disengaged, the mirrors are properly adjusted and clean, the side access door and sump doors, if equipped, are closed and latched. All outside lights are operating properly. When you arrive at the disposal site, position your Heil Half pack on firm, stable ground for unloading. Warning: make sure all individuals are clear of the point of operation before actuating controls. Be ready to stop or reverse the function. First, shift the transmission to neutral. Apply the parking brake and make sure it's holding. Press and release the pump button to activate the pump. Unlock the tailgate by pushing and holding tailgate unlock toggle switch until the tailgate is completely unlocked. To raise the tailgate, press the tailgate up-down switch to the raise position and hold until the tailgate is completely raised. The body tailgate up notification will illuminate and the in-cab alarm will sound to indicate the tailgate is open. Now let's empty the body. With the tailgate completely raised, eject the refuse by pressing the packer extend button until all refuse is emptied out of the body and the packer panel comes to a complete stop. Then it's time to clean out behind the packer panel to ensure your Heil Half pack commercial unit is ready to get back out on the route. To do this, disengage the pump switch, then use 3 points of contact, step out of your Heil Half pack. Before you clean and inspect the tailgate seal, prop the tailgate with the 2 factory tailgate props. Then lower the tailgate until it rests in the props. Next, turn off the engine, remove the ignition keys, and place the unit in lockout tagout mode. Make sure you've watched the Heil Service Shack lockout tagout episode prior to operating this or any other Heil vehicle. Once that's done, make sure the area where the tailgate seal mates with the body is clean and free of any refuse and debris. Inspect the seal for possible excessive wear or damage and replace if necessary. Report any excessive wear or damage to your supervisor. Next, open the side access door and clean behind the packer panel. You will need to do this after each load. Inspect the packer tracks and hopper floor for excessive wear or possible damage. Your body's sump doors will also need attention. A sump door is located on the front corner of each side of the body and needs to be open when cleaning out the sump area. If equipped, use the Heil provided cleaning tool to clean out behind the sump area. Clean out the sump area after unloading at the disposal site. Be sure to close and latch both sump doors when completed. Sump doors should be closed at all times except when open for cleaning. It is also important to remove any trash from around the engine or exhaust system, as this can cause fire if not removed. Then remove the lockout tagout. Once you've completed these tasks, re-enter the vehicle by using 3 points of contact and return the packer panel to the front of the body by pressing the packer retract button. To lower the tailgate, press the tailgate up-down switch to the raise position and hold to raise the tailgate sufficiently to rotate the props out of the prop pockets. Then store the tailgate props. Always physically check behind the vehicle to make sure the area under and around the tailgate is clear before lowering the tailgate. Next, press the tailgate up-down switch to the lower position and hold to fully lower the tailgate. Finally, use the tailgate lock toggle switch to lock the tailgate, pressing lock for about 5 seconds to ensure both locks are fully engaged. That does it. Now you know how to properly operate your Heil commercial half pack with Odyssey Controls. If you have any questions, contact Heil Technical Services at 866-310-4345. Remember, we're here to help in any way we can. So be safe out there, and we'll see you next time here at the Service Shack.